SHEDEUR Sanders' first game in the NFL was rough. SHEDEUR Sanders walked into his first NFL game with the weight of a family legacy, the expectations of a fan base desperate for the next franchise quarterback, and the eyes of an entire football culture waiting to see whether the bold, confident star from Colorado would carry his swagger into the pros. But when the clock hit zero at the end of his long-anticipated debut, reality showed its unforgiving face. The night was not a Hollywood script, not a polished Coach Prime highlight reel, not an effortless highlight montage of deep bombs and heroic scrambles. It was rough, physically, mentally, emotionally, and symbolically. The NFL had introduced itself to SHEDEUR Sanders in a way the league often does to promising young quarterbacks, with cold, bruising wake-ups and relentless pressure. Yet what happened on the field was only the surface. The deeper story, one woven through family expectations, national media scrutiny, team politics, and SHEDEUR's own pride, reveals a narrative far more complex than a single game's final score. What unfolded over 4 quarters was not just a rookie quarterback struggling. It was a collision between potential and pressure, between hype and harsh reality, between a young man's dreams and a league that cares little for dreams unless they are backed by results. And ironically, it is often in games like this, games that feel humiliating, unfair, overwhelming, that NFL legends are formed. A city waiting for a savior. The city's excitement leading into the game was electric. For weeks, fans spoke of SHEDEUR Sanders as if he were already the franchise's chosen one. Interviews, training camp footage, social media clips of his polished mechanics and effortless confidence. All of it created a narrative that this young man wasn't merely a rookie. He was the answer. Even the ticket sales suggested it. The crowd at his debut game was larger than it had been for any preseason opener in years. Sanders jerseys, black, white, alternates, sold out online. The stadium felt like a stage that had been built specifically for his first chapter. But behind all the noise was a truth the great quarterbacks understand long before their first snap. The NFL isn't college football. And the NFL does not care about your Instagram following, your celebrity father, your highlight reels, or your name recognition. It cares about execution, reads, protection calls, footwork under pressure, timing windows so small that milliseconds matter. SHEDEUR knew this, but he felt something else too. The unspoken expectation that because he was a Sanders, because he grew up in a household of football royalty, he couldn't simply be good. He had to be exceptional. He had to be different. He had to be special. He had to deliver in ways most rookies are never demanded to deliver. And on opening night, all that weight pressed down on him with every snap. The opening drives, a promising start turned sour. At the beginning, the moment did not seem too big. His first few throws showed the crisp arm talent scouts praised. The timing on his slants was tight. His pocket composure looked surprisingly calm for a first-year player. Even the commentators praised his early decisions. But then the rhythm broke, first gradually, then catastrophically. A missed block on the edge forced SHEDEUR into his first hit of the night, a linebacker driving him into the turf so violently the crowd gasped. He bounced up quickly because he always does. Confidence is his armor. But from that moment, the edge rushers smelled blood. The next drive brought pressure from the right side, then from the left, then interior pressure that collapsed the pocket before his second read even developed. And as the game progressed, defenders blitzed him more aggressively, daring him to show NFL-level recognition. The coordination between SHEDEUR and the offensive line looked fractured. Some blamed the coaching. Some blamed the line's communication. Some even blamed SHEDEUR for holding the ball too long. Whatever the cause, the outcome was clear. He was being hit hard, repeatedly, relentlessly. And those hits began to change the tone of the evening. The sacks, a night of pain. By halftime, SHEDEUR Sanders had been sacked so many times that even neutral observers felt concerned. His father, Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, watched from a suite, wearing sunglasses indoors as always, but even he couldn't hide the anxiety on his face. Every quarterback gets sacked. Every rookie gets rattled. But this was different. Some sacks were unavoidable. Some were the product of growing pains. Some were the natural learning curve of a rookie thrown into the storm of NFL speed. But some of those hits felt excessive, almost personal. Felt like the league wanted to test him, to challenge him, to see if the confident young quarterback with a famous last name could handle the level of violence the NFL unleashes on rookies who walk in with swagger. He got up every time, but he got up slower and slower. Each sack felt like a message. Welcome to the NFL. Media narratives emerge immediately. By the third quarter, social media had exploded. Some fans defended him. No rookie could survive with this O-line. He needs help, not criticism. Give him time, he's tough as nails. Others were brutal. He's not NFL ready. This is what happens when the hype is bigger than the skill. Coach Prime can't save him here. TV analysts jumped in too, each with their own interpretation. Some placed blame on coaching decisions. Others blamed the roster construction. Others took aim at SHEDEUR's own play style. Slow release, overconfidence, unnecessary movement in the pocket. The truth, however, was more layered. Rookie quarterbacks often struggle. The difference is that most rookies are allowed room to grow. SHEDEUR, from the moment he stepped on the field, was denied that luxury. A moment of pride, the throw that changed the crowd, despite everything, the pain, the pressure, the criticism. There was a single moment, a single throw, that reminded everyone why SHEDEUR Sanders was drafted in the first place. Late in the third quarter, on a 3-yard and 15, SHEDEUR dropped back and stepped into the most dangerous pocket of the night. An edge rusher came free. Another bull rushed the left tackle directly into his face. But SHEDEUR didn't flinch. He ripped a deep ball, 40 yards, perfectly arced, into the hands of his wide receiver who toe-tapped the sideline in spectacular fashion. The stadium roared. Even his critics paused. The throw was NFL elite. It was the spark of brilliance that separates raw talent from refined greatness. It was a reminder that the roughness of the night wasn't a verdict. It was a trial. But football is rarely poetic. On the very next series, he was sacked again, this time on a blindside hit that left him momentarily shaken on the turf. The highs were high. The lows were punishing. The night was a roller coaster with more drops than climbs. His body language said everything. By the fourth quarter, SHEDEUR's body language told the truth he would never verbalize. The fatigue, the frustration, the bruises, the mental overload of adjusting to NFL defenses that disguise coverages better than any team he saw in college. But there was something else too. He never looked defeated. He looked annoyed, disappointed, exhausted, but not broken. And that mattered. Many rookies crumble under similar pressure. Some lose confidence. Some lose their starting spot. Some never recover from a brutal first impression. But SHEDEUR stood tall through the metaphorical storm, refusing to let the game emotionally break him. The grit mattered as much as the stats. The final drive, a humbling ND. In the final 2 minutes, with the game already out of reach, SHEDEUR had one last drive. It wasn't glamorous. It didn't end in a miracle comeback. It didn't rewrite the narrative. But it showed maturity. He made smart throws. He avoided unnecessary risks. He played within the system. He moved the offense methodically, even though the defense no longer feared the scoreboard. And on the final play, a simple out route, he released the ball quickly, cleanly, decisively. It was small, but it was progress. Sometimes progress is quiet. Post-game, SHEDEUR takes accountability. When SHEDEUR faced the media, he didn't blame the O-line, didn't blame play calling, didn't blame the referees, and didn't blame the world that expected instant stardom. He blamed himself. He said he needed to get the ball out quicker. He said he needed to adjust to pressure better. He said the responsibility was his. That moment earned respect, because accountability from a rookie